This is Friday to Friday, your weekly rap wrap-up, going through our favorite releases in rap and hip-hop from Friday, August 14th to Friday, August 21st. My name is Jacob. I'm a mixing and mastering engineer from California and your host for today. And I have with me producer and artist manager hailing from Montreal, Canada, Matt Carrier.
Yo, what's good?
As well as producer hailing from Detroit, Michigan, Gav, aka Lunar G.
What up, what up?
Before we get into our picks for this week, here's the full list of artists that dropped projects. We got Channel Tress, Girl Talk, Michael Christmas and Chris Crack, Nipsey Hussle and Bino Rideaux, Open Mike Eagle and Kenny Segal, The Musalini and Ninth Wonder, Trippie Redd, Nuda05, YTB Fatt, Internet Money, Kromow, P-Lo, DeeBaby, Boldy James and your boy Posca, Jackboy, Len, Moldhands, Bio with a deluxe edition, RJ Payne with an EP, and lastly Ransom with his album The Price of Clarity, dropped right at the end of the week. Had time to listen to it once, loved it, but we're not covering it today only because it dropped so late in the week. We didn't get enough listens in before recording, but it's really good based off first listen, so go check it out. So let's get into our picks for this week. We got a lot to cover. I'll kick it off with Nipsey Hussle and Bino Rideaux project called Prolific. This is the first posthumous album we've got from Nipsey since his passing in 2019. I heard in an interview with Black Sam, who is Nip's brother, he was saying that this was actually completed already before Nipsey passed and was slated to be the next project to come out after Victory Lap. And say that to say that this is far from them putting a project together for him. Nipsey detailed this project before he passed. He's someone that's really meticulous about details and about track list order, and even the cover art was picked out by him, and he went back and forth with the graphic designer on it, and it has a lot of his personal touch on it. Although Bino did say that they did re-record just a couple of his tracks, but what Black Sam was saying is that every time they made a change, it was like, nah, the original was better. Just leave it how they had it. And they had the exact production team handling all the finishing touches as the Victory Lap team. So Nipsey stayed in the studio. He was the studio rat. So also important to note that although Nip has a bunch of unreleased songs, Black Sam let us know straight up that this is the only full project Nip had finished. There's no more of these full projects that Nip touched. And this one took years and years for them to feel solid releasing. So Nipsey isn't someone that we should expect a lot of posthumous projects from. But it's because his team is putting a lot of care and attention into it. This is literally his blood brother. Like, if you see Black Sam, he looks just like Nipsey.
That's crazy.
But what he did say is that there is a Nipsey Hussle documentary in the works that will have an official soundtrack. And that is likely where a lot of those best songs from those random sessions are going to end up. Yeah, it was a powerful project. I have a lot of favorite songs on it. Reckless, 500 Horses, Super Real, Situations, All Summer, Back of the Back.
That shit banged.
I liked a lot of this project. It was interesting to get the Bino Rideaux melodic rapping type vibe mixed in. It's very different than Victory Lap. Like, if this did come out right after Victory Lap, it would have been a really interesting comparison because it's not necessarily your typical Nipsey album.
Right.
I feel like, too, even, like, just the name, like, Prolific, Victory Lap, like, you can kind of tell, like, he knew he was on a run, you know? Like, it's
absolutely
very confident in a way. But
yeah.
It's interesting you say that, like, the stylistically how different it is, because I know I texted you guys and I was like, yo, this kind of felt like love-making music in a good way, you know? Like, at least first listen, it was a lot more like R&B infused, like a lot more just kind of like laid back, more smooth shit. But then still, like you were saying, a couple songs snap too, like Back of the Back, 500 Horses, like he goes in on those.
Yeah. It's both vibes for sure.
Yeah, I think I ended up saving, like, outside of what you talked about, I had, like, Make Believe and I Just Want to Know. I thought those two were pretty fire, too. Like, the Ty Dolla $ign was a cool little feature, and, like, Cardi B on there, I didn't expect that. I'm not her biggest fan, but, like, she kind of killed it on that verse, too. So I was like, pretty solid song, if you ask me.
Yeah, some cool features on there. Also just loved all the clips of Nipsey just talking. My favorite of which was him saying something like, if you see someone named Nipsey Hussle on Facebook talking about lovey-dovey shit and a girl breaks your heart, blah, 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 that is not me. I'm promoting albums. I'm promoting clothing brands. That's the only thing I'm doing on there. That shit made me laugh.
Oh my god, yeah. That's a crazy thing to say. Like, I don't know who these Facebook impersonators are, but like, yo, that's not me. He's like, I am not on that shit.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Which still works with the time. Like, it's still like, even though he did that, like recorded that a few years ago, right? Like, it's still a thing that happens in 2026.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Still relevant. And actually, that's a good note because the whole album is totally relevant. It does not sound like 2019 music.
No.
That was like Nipsey's superpower. Like, he was always pushing the sound forward, in my opinion, like kind of setting the tone. I don't feel like he was ever scaling back to fit what's going on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's true. He was always pushing himself and his music and making sure that his music had impact. That was way more important to him than numbers or money. So huge ups to Nipsey Hussle and Bino Rideaux with the prolific project. Next, let's talk about the other biggest release from this week, I would say, with Trippie Redd, NDA. Been a few years since we got a Trippie project. This is a good length, too, over an hour, so that should keep fans fed for a while.
Well, let's talk about the fact that he surprise announced right after it dropped that this is part of a 2-part album. So we're about to get hashtag NDA next with like an undisclosed date this month. So that'll be fun to cover, too.
That is awesome.
There's so many big features on this one. Like, it's kind of a ballsy thing to try and top something like this. And it's you know, it's a lot of songs, again, a lot of features, long running. Like, what's this part 2 gonna look like? Is it gonna sound the same? Is it gonna be different? And I found that this one had so many vibes too. Like, I can't put it in a box.
I got you. You just set it up perfectly. I was like reading up on this, trying to kind of understand like where this come from. Cause like you said, Jacob, it's been, I think, like 3 years since we had Mansion music. And I'm not gonna lie, Mansion music was good, but it kind of made me go like, this, like, maybe I'm outgrowing this sound a little bit. Like, it just wasn't hitting for me quite the same. But Matt, what you're saying about like all the different vibes and shit, it turns out over the past 3 years he's been recording this album. Like, this isn't something that just got put together like kind of recently or anything like that. And he ended up changing the direction 4 times sonically. So that's why you hear all those different vibes, because he was thinking like, do we do Rage? Do we do more of like a Trip at Night kind of vibe? Do we do like just some of his older stuff, like the more like some of the softer stuff?
Well, even like For Her with I don't know how you pronounce them, Rema, like that has like dance hall vibes to it. I was like, oh, I don't know if I've ever heard that kind of trippy before, you know? Like,
yeah, I mean, if you take it way back, he did a song with the DJ Alice in Wonderland, High. That was like just a single that came out like 2017 or something, 2016, I think. So it just like, he's been versatile, so it was really fucking cool to see this, just like the way he laid it out. Yeah, he ended up kind of just going, well, fuck it, let's just put it all in there. So I think hashtag NDA is probably going to be similar. I'm excited to see.
Given it's the same name with the hashtag at the front, it makes me think it's going to be like disc 2, basically. So my guess is it's going to be a bunch of different vibes again.
I kind of hope so, because I felt like this was a really good like showcase for him. You know, like this kind of somehow summed up like his entire career so far, and then some. You know, like it had some different sounds to it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you explained all that, because when I first listened to it, I felt like it's like the song with Lil Wayne, with Big X
and shit.
It almost sounded like when you have enough money that you can, or enough like power or whatever, like you're respected well enough that you're like, okay, I can get on songs. Well, I know he's already done songs with like Wayne or whatever, but it felt like the songs were it was a Big X type song. It was a Wayne type song. It almost felt like he just specifically just wanted to work and make a song with them in their sound, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so at first I didn't know if I liked that, and now what you said, that makes sense, because if in the past 3 years he's been like, hey, I want to make something more, you know, this kind of more like rap or whatever, I'm gonna call it, you know, Lil Wayne or whatever. Now I want to do some kind of southern whatever, I'm gonna call it Big X. Like that really makes sense.
Yeah,
no,
the Tory song too, it's so Tory Lanez type.
And that's the cool thing about like his features too. Like even when he's not doing like album rollouts and stuff, like you'll hear him on a bunch of music like that, where it's like, dude, I would never think to hear Trippie on this kind of song or whatever, and they just boom, there he is, and he still fucking fits the vibe somehow, whether it's singing or like rapping hard, whatever it might be. This was really cool, and I didn't realize the Paper Bag Boy feature from Thug is pre-incarceration too.
Oh, okay.
So that's from before he got locked up.
See, that one I didn't care much for, but I'm happy there was a second Thug feature because Uncle Phil's that was one of my saves.
That one goes hard.
And that's a Young Thug song, basically. Like it's featuring Trippie pretty much. Trippie has one verse and Thug has 2 hooks and a verse. A long verse.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. For me, how good Uncle Phil is made up for me not really caring for Paper Bag Boy.
And Paper Bag Boy, I'll be honest, grew on me because I heard that as a single and I was like, I think I turned it off. I'm not going to lie. I didn't like how it sounded. Like the mix on it was rough. I didn't love it.
Yeah.
Now listening to it like through with the album, with like the context of the curation and everything, hits a little better in my opinion and is like doable. You know, like I was talking about the music videos and stuff. That was the last one that was on. And I actually caught myself like, Paper Bag Boy, you know, like it is catchy, but it's just as a single I felt like it was kind of weak, so I definitely like it in the context of the album more, I will say that. And I think Meet the Reds dropped
I was about to say that exact same thing. Yeah, I felt similarly about Meet the Reds. Like, didn't hit me as a single.
Yeah.
And the first time I heard it, once the hook comes back around, I was like, oh, that was a hook?
Yeah.
That was the hook?
Yeah.
I thought
that's
that
what
was
happens too
her
with the Young
verse.
Thug
Like,
song.
what?
Like Uncle Phil, when it first comes on, like, man, this is a long verse for Thug, and then no, that's the hook.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Trippie has this style of working where it's a positive ego thing where he doesn't mind letting the other person shine, I guess, on his song, if that makes sense. Like he's really every single one of his features, and I think he's always been like that. Like even Trip at Night and stuff. Like he has the song with Drake is basically again it's just him half and half with Drake.
Yeah.
Like he never does just like, oh, you'll get a little 8-bar verse and like, you know, it's my song, get off of it kind of thing, you know?
Right.
Matt Hardy 999's another perfect example of that, where that low-key, I knew that song years before it came out as a Juice leak. That was always Juice WRLD featuring Trippie, and then it comes out, it's actually Trippie's song, Juice is on it, you know? So it's like, I don't know, that shit's just kind of cool to me. And what was even more sick in my opinion was like he went all out for this rollout too. Like, so he sent media members, like media insiders, literal locked briefcases with like early access to the music and physical non-disclosure agreements with them. Like, and then dropped 25 fucking music videos for the album. Every song has a music video, which who is doing that? You know, like who still is doing that?
Wow.
These videos are expensive. They're big features. You're talking about these guys in suitcases. Like what kind of money does this guy have?
Yeah.
Like that's insane. And for there to be a part 2, what's going to be the rollout for part 2?
Dude.
It's going to jump out of a helicopter and, you know, like it's
take out
that's
billboards.
crazy.
Yeah, that's, I don't know, it's kind of wild. But I didn't realize too, like the other thing that he was kind of going for, and maybe you guys will kind of catch it once I say it a little more than I did, but do you guys know about like the backrooms thing, like the creepypasta videos, backrooms?
Yeah.
That's what all of the aesthetic was based around. It was based around. So like if you watch the videos, they're all like kind of grayscale videos. They're all like avant-garde for rap.
That's
in
good
my
timing
opinion.
for the movie too.
Yeah.
That's perfect timing. Man, he did this right.
Quite a rollout.
I wasn't aware of all of the marketing behind it, but
yeah, it's really cool.
Well, that's how you get a return. Like if you get a, you know, you have a Wayne verse, you have like unless they were all favors, which I'm sure some of them, you know.
Some of them could be.
I guess
mean,
when you
I know
guys,
he's really tight with Thug.
I was gonna say that one
for sure.
For sure.
But also sometimes it's like it's the label, right? It's like, oh, I'm friends with this guy, but the label still okay, but someone has to pay the invoice, right?
Sure.
So maybe this whole rollout is like, hey, I gotta recoup on this album, you know. But hey, I respect it. Really.
We didn't even name all the features too.
Yeah, I feel like
14 of them.
We've been talking about the concept of it, and
I loved Kidding Me with Nine Vicious, super upbeat.
That's my top save.
Nice. And MTV featuring Rob 49, love that beat.
Yeah.
Really became a huge fan of Rob 49, and he, in that same vein, like he got to breathe on that song. Like it wasn't like a little verse. Like
no, dude, he had Quavo on here. I mean, Ski Mask. I'm sure that was definitely a friend thing.
I was happy to hear that. Like the 2018, 2017, 2019, like Trippie is included in that class of people.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's really cool for him to like this is a crazy level. Like you know, you were going through the features and everything. Like, I don't know that people would have thought that he would have had an album like this back in 2018.
Fuck no.
Like, this is stacked, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he had the, you know, the Drake feature. He always kept a big feature, you know, in the tuck, but like, this is a big album.
Yeah, curious to see how many features we'll get on the hashtag NDA sequel. It'd be kind of interesting if like there was none, you know?
Yeah.
If he was like, I'm just going
project.
in on me on this one. Yeah. We'll see.
And he could do it.
Yeah.
I feel like he thrives with features though, because like he's got the versatility, like you guys were kind of saying, like where he can sit back and like he can maybe just do the hook, or like, you know, like he might do like a singing part or like a short.
He might be like orchestrating and like, you know, like oh, you know, like maybe he sits on a song for a while and he's like, I know I want this guy on it. You know, like,
from what I know, he does sit on songs, because like I used to follow his shit heavy, and like I'd watch all his teasers and like snippets on Instagram and like do all the Instagram lives and shit, and like I can't remember what song it was, but it was probably like 2019 or 2020. There was a song that had been on his live like teased for 2 years before it came out or something.
Oh, wow.
And I think there's a reason it took 3 years for him to do it, you know? But yeah, I mean, I ended up having a hard time picking out what I wanted to playlist off of this. I picked like
so many songs.
Yeah, I had, and even the solo songs were fire, like Merch It, Pouring Fours, I Got Everything, you know,
definitely
like there was
Swagger.
Swagger was crazy. I know we talked about that as a single, so that's why I was like, I don't have to go off on that one, but
well, strong single though, because we were a little bit down on some of the singles, but Swagger was a really strong single.
And it just stayed strong, like in the context of the album too, which I love. It hasn't felt old.
Yeah.
I really like the Party Next Door feature too. Say What? Yeah. And I'm not the biggest Party Next Door fan. I like R&B, but I just haven't ever been super into him. And I thought he killed it on Say What. And then I thought the last song, I'm Sorry, I think is what it's called, if I'm not mistaken, or like second to last. That's a letter to Coi Leray. That's his baby mama. That's his famously his ex and like all this shit. And it was just kind of like, if you listen to it, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. Really is just kind of acknowledging like all the shit that he's done and whatever.
I'll have to re-listen to that with that in mind.
Yeah, I had to go back after I read that because I was like, oh, that one kind of missed me because it's not as hype. It's not like the beat's not as crazy. It reminds me more of like his Love Letter to You era where it was like that kind of laid back shit. But I liked how they curated this. I feel like that was the big thing for this, because you could have totally fucked up this album with how many different vibes there are. But it felt like they kind of chunked it to where it was like you got like 4 songs here of like a couple different vibes, 4 songs here of a couple different vibes, but it still felt cohesive. It didn't just feel like here's 4 singles, here's another couple singles. Like, I felt like they did a really good job with the curation.
Yeah, strong project from Trippie. Good comeback for him, for sure. And we got the hashtag NDA to look forward to sometime in August?
Yeah, they're saying a week or 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
From what I'm seeing, it's like unknown date, but within like a week or 2. So before the end of the month.
Good shit. Well, that is Trippie Redd with NDA. Let's talk about something completely different. I'm going to talk about Open Mike Eagle and Kenny Segal with Doomed. This is an odd one. This one took me a lot of listens to get it, which is definitely intentional. It's not supposed to be ear candy. It's complex art by 2 dudes very deep into their craft. Open Mike Eagle, the rapper, Kenny Segal is the producer, but I'm a big fan of Open Mike Eagle. He has a lot of depth as an artist, so I kind of knew going in that it would be worth the multiple listens to let it soak in, and it did. Part of what I love about Open Mike Eagle is he just has this immaculate sense of humor. Like, sometimes the best part of a song is just him talking at the end of it. Like, at the end of Magic Man wasn't my favorite song on there, but the outro had me laughing out loud because the whole song is about like this mystical, magical man, and then in the outro he's talking about like, he made that guy leave with horse legs. That's fucked up. He's only trained on human legs. How's he gonna get home? And it's just like, what the fuck? It's just like, it's so weird and interesting and unique. I just love it. Also, one of the aspects that makes this a dense listen is that Open Mike Eagle will do something over a Kenny Segal beat that nobody else would ever do over a Kenny Segal beat. It's like, wow, imagine having your own style that no one can copy. What a concept. Rare Rare these days in hip hop. But yeah, I loved the title track, Doomed. Speaking of a sense of humor, there's a lot of funny song titles in here too. One of my favorites is called Unfinished Concrete Initials, She Swear I'm Colorblind, Sweetheart Jail, and then Infinity War Spoilers. Yeah. He has a decent amount of comic book references. You couldn't call him like a nerd rapper, but like he is like a nerd, and that comes across in his lyrics. But the outro song is called Watching a Movie Called Freedom by Myself. Super vibey, spacey production, and the lyrics are saying there's no post-credit scene. We can all just leave, which is a really funny way to end the album. Perfect outro track.
Especially following Infinity War spoilers, you know,
Exactly.
making a Marvel reference. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't feel like we get a lot of music like that anymore. Like, attention span's very short, and to have like a almost 6-minute outro track is kind of like, whoa.
Right. This album in general, it's like the opposite of ADHD TikTok music, you know? It actually takes like sitting down and understanding it, and you might not get it on first listen, and you know, that's okay.
That's dope. I'm gonna have to dig into this one more because I had seen it pop up. With everything that we had going on, I didn't have a chance to actually listen to it. But I see now like Billy Woods featured on here too, which is kind of sick because like just getting an idea of how it is sonically, like that spacey open production, like they thrive on that kind of sound. So
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and I mean, this was such a dense week already that this dense album on top of that, it was like took some extra effort to fit this one in this week, but it was totally worth it. And lastly, I just want to say Open Mike Eagle has a really excellent YouTube channel just talking to the camera about hip-hop topics and culture topics, and it's amazing. I really love his perspective, so that's worth checking out as well.
Definitely got to dig more into him.
Yeah. Check out his YouTube, check out his older projects, and this one's definitely very interesting and unique as well. That's Open Mike Eagle and Kenny Segal with Doomed. So next, let's go ahead and talk about Boldy James and your boy Posca with 1LB, 1 pound, probably how you say it. Man, these guys don't miss. Short and sweet as always. I feel like Boldy was extra on lyrically on this project. I mean, he always is, but there were a lot of crazy bars.
Yeah.
She think I'm a deal drugger. Oops, I mean a drug dealer. Dude. Yeah, no, this was crazy.
Yeah, he was extra on, and that's really impressive because we were talking about this a little bit in the group chat this week, but I just found this really interesting when I was listening through the Culture Council interview with Boldy. He just keeps it super real. He said, they asked him like, how'd you meet your boy Posca? He said, he gave me some money to make some songs, so we made a project. And the fans liked it, so, you know, we had to re-up, but I say that to say, like, respect to Boldy for just keeping it real. He's about his money, and yeah, you can just pay him to do music with you, but he will never half-ass a verse. You will get what you pay for, which is amazing rapping. Real storytelling, a glimpse into his world. There's no one else like Boldy. Like, so even though like some people might look at that negatively, that you can just like, you know, pay him to do an album for you. First of all, a lot of artists do that. Maybe people don't know that. Boldy is actually
wake up.
Yeah, Boldy is actually, you know, keeping it real enough to just say it. So yeah, mad respect to that.
Oh, and I mean, no matter what he's on, he makes references back to Detroit. Like, I just think, like you said, he's very humble in that sense. Like, he doesn't forget his roots. He doesn't like try and pretend he's something that he's not. Like, he's very just, this is me. Take it or leave it.
And for a minute, I was worried that he was kind of oversaturating his catalog a bit, but he's keeping everything so short that it's like, it doesn't feel like, it's not like he's dropping like a 20-song album, you know, every 6 months. Like, these are all very, very short projects.
Yeah, like 15 minutes, 20-minute projects, you know, like it's enough that you're like, fuck, I want to like put it on repeat. Like, I want to hear that again and dig back into the bars, because at least that's what I found myself doing with this one especially.
Yeah, for sure. There was some like crazy rhyme scheme about like martial law. I'm doing martial arts. I'm the ghetto Marshall Mathers. I was like, what? That was crazy.
Like, hold on.
Yeah.
The fucking dude, Deal Drugger just gets stuck in my head, and then Rumored as Legend would have it. The song right after that. I had a lot of fun with this project.
I love the songs you said, as well as Platinum and Palladium. I like that one a lot. And then the last song, Humble Servant. I just love these no drum beats. He's just always just killing these no drum beats. No problem. And shout out to your boy Posca too. Strong production.
Is this their third album together, if I'm not mistaken? They got
Yeah.
Magnolia, La Flor, Hook, Line, and Sinker, which I know we covered Hook, Line, and Sinker earlier. And then this one. Dude, he's not missing, and I love that the artwork for Magnolia, La Flor, and Hook, Line, and Sinker is that like hand-painted like watercolor almost, like oil paint type thing. And then this one's totally different, but also really sick. Like just very simple cartoon art. Like you got the TV, you got the pint, you got the Nokia, and a fucking wad of cash. Like it pretty much sums up what you're about to listen to.
Yes, for sure. Another strong project. Again, this guy doesn't miss.
People are gonna get sick of us talking about him. Just kidding. They're like, God damn it, this guy's good. We get it.
I have to, like, seriously, every time he drops, like, I feel like I have to cover it because I'm like, this is at least as good as everything else that came out.
Yeah. No, and it's crazy the run that he's on right now. Like, there's not been a single one that I'm like, yeah, that one I could do without. I will go back and revisit all of his projects, and it's still going back to the very first album that he did with Alchemist.
Price of Tea in China is the first one.
I mean, it's crazy. And, then he's on the Nicholas Craven shit too. Like, when he locks in with a producer, it's fire.
Definitely. So yeah, that's Boldy James and your boy Posca with 1LB. All right, next let's talk about Kromow with Foreign Standard. Kromow from the Netherlands. I don't know if I know any other rapper from the Netherlands, so that's unique right off the bat.
He's got like a reference in there too. He's like, man, where are you even from? What do you speak, like Danish or something? Like, just kind of hinting at like, who is this dude?
And the album title as well, Foreign Standard, kind of pointing out the fact that there's a different standard for foreign rap.
Yeah, no, there seriously is. And like, I don't know, this is another one that I really dug into because I didn't know Kromow. Like, I didn't know him by name. Turns out we all probably know a lot of his fucking music. He's been like a background industry producer for a minute. When I was reading through him, I was like, holy shit, he did this? Like, I had no idea he had something to do with this beat. Like, some massive artists and stuff. And he's 20 years old. So I'm like,
I had no idea.
What? Not to mention, this project was fully self-produced. Fully written, engineered, produced.
Damn, that makes this album a lot more impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy. And his style is so much like the art of the flip kind of thing. Like, I know like one of the first singles that he put out was Look at the Moon, which is Brent Faiyaz flip. So the whole beat is centered on this Brent Faiyaz song. And I mean, like, even his hook in it is like a pitch down Brent Faiyaz, like lyrics or sample from the song and shit. But that's kind of like his thing. He'll take like a lot of 90s R&B, like a lot of Aaliyah samples and stuff like that. He'll take like her vocals and do like pitch downs, flips, chop them, and like so much of it is structured around that. And he's somehow able to take sounds and songs that are not at all melodic rap and like manipulate it into almost an unrecognizable version of the song, unless like you want to recognize parts of it. Like, I had to read about production to figure out like, oh, this is like a bunch of sample flips, like even drum patterns, like all sorts of elements.
I literally had no idea. I didn't think there was a single sample in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Actually, there was one thing that I was wondering if it is sampled, and that is on the song Rush. I was wondering if he's sampling actual Cardi ad-libs or if he's just really good at imitating them.
Oh yeah, that's the one where I was like, oh, that sounds like Cardi. Yeah.
No,
What?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like now, like, knowing that he has so many ties to the industry and like artists, like big artists, I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a stretch for him to be like, hey, could I use that? Like there's a chance kind of thing that it is actually Cardi.
Yeah, or I mean, maybe he just sampled and didn't get permission, but or regardless, but it's just a sample rather than getting Cardi in the studio.
Right. For this being melodic rap, I felt like there was a lot of introspection. Like, he talks about like his relationships with his mom and dad. He talks about like his relationships with money. He was like, I was young dude, 19, $3K a month, blew it all on video games, a young dude, dumb. 2K, my player, 99 overall, but I didn't have money in my pocket, so I couldn't ball. He had to have blown up at like 17, 18, like making this kind of money.
It's wild.
So he's like, yeah, I just sat in my room, like played video games, blew all that shit. No, for this being melodic rap or whatever you want to call it, like I really felt like there was serious lyricism to it as well. It wasn't just about the vibes.
Right. No, that's a good point. Yeah, there's also another lyric. He says something along the lines of, like, if I didn't take that 100K, I'd be a millionaire by now. Which seems to be a common notion from, like, certain smaller artists.
That's the industry.
Probably a deal or something.
Yeah, like he might have got a pub deal or something, or it might have been a label signing, but you know, these companies will take advantage of the fact that you've never seen 100K before, and you know, it's going to completely change your life, but then, you know, it disappears a few years later.
Or it's 100K, but you get no percentage, no points, nothing.
Right.
They're like, hey, here's 100K because we know you're worth fucking 6 mil. You know, it's like we're gonna undersell the fuck out of you, but like you said, Jacob, you've never seen this before, so you're none the wiser.
It's life-changing money to you, but you know, we got millions, so what's 100K to us? But hey, I hope Kromow is in a good situation now, and I hope that his solo career can really take off.
Is this his debut album? I'm just going through his albums real quick here. Yeah, that's the only two that he's got. So he had Velvet Fatigue and Foreign Standard.
So he had one from last year. Okay.
Yeah, but again, Velvet Fatigue, no features. Foreign Standard has one feature, Cochise, which I'm a bit of a Cochise nerd. I love him. For being like underground, he's kind of a titan in that scene, and so like kind of sweet to see that was the only person that he put on the project. Spurs is the one that he's on with that, but yeah, this was a sweet project. And then all the visuals for this one too were all like color coordinated, filmed throughout the Netherlands, so they did like color coordinated outfits with backdrops to like kind of match the feeling of the song. So it was like I don't know, there's a lot of thought that went into this.
I should check out some of those visuals. That sounds cool.
Even just like the canvases that I've seen, like the short clips or whatever on Spotify and stuff, are like, they're pleasing to the eye. You know, they've got like really cool like filter overlays on the cameras and stuff like that. And
yeah, and I love that cover too.
Yeah, no, the whole thing. I was so shocked. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never heard of him, and then I've listened to this one 4 times, 5 times. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I just keep going back to it.
Good shit. Well, that is Kromow with Foreign Standard. And speaking of artists with strong visuals, I want to talk about Moldhands next with his project Spore. Consistent visuals, always in this, looks like a 3D scan or something.
Yeah, it was like done in Blender or something.
Yeah, it looks like a render,
Yeah.
But we've been following Moldhands through his singles this year, which has been fire. Now we got a full length, and it was interesting that none of those singles are on this, which is cool because this is all new stuff, which is dope. Like, I was really expecting...
Flash, I think?
Flash, yes, thanks. Yeah, we covered Flash. That was super dope single. I was sure that was going to be on here because it's like one of his biggest songs, and he went ahead and gave us only new stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, he did an EP like Mudslide in 24, but other than that, it has been straight singles since 2024 up till now with Spore.
Right, yeah. And like to talk about the sonics of it a little bit, it's such an interesting fusion. Like there's rage elements and there's like melodic rap elements and there's that new school distortion on the vocals and like to where the bass comes in, it sounds so loud that it starts to rumble the vocals and the vocals sound like
I noticed that
rapping or something. But it sounds clean, it sounds clean and satisfying. And I literally, even as an audio engineer, I don't know how he's doing
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah. To me, I was like, it sounds crazy, but it's not making me crazy. So it's like,
exactly.
Which normally distorted rage makes me go like, okay, I've had 30 minutes of this. I got a headache now. Not in a bad way, but I'm just like, it kind of made my head spin.
Yeah.
This doesn't do that.
It's clean.
I don't know how he gets it so clean. Like, I would seriously pay money to look around, like poke around in his DAW sessions because I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe he really, really, really passes through every little frequency or whatever, you know, and
it seems pretty detailed.
No, and I'm trying to see like some of the credits if it's just him. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's just him.
Yeah, I believe we found that out when we were covering Flash. Like he produces and I think engineers himself. So
yeah, production and engineer, Moldhands, composition and lyrics.
Super talented. I'm guessing just like bedroom producer. You know, it sounds like just someone able to just do it all themselves. Really impressive.
Yeah.
I don't know. He does kind of strike me. I know we were talking about it, Jacob. He strikes me as like kind of a bit of a nerd in a good way. Like,
oh yeah, we were talking about that Take Two lyric.
Yeah, where he's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, it takes two or something, and like that's like the hook. Like it gets repeated multiple times.
That was fire.
Yeah, the lyrics are sick on his stuff, but that's not even like the main point, you know? But I have caught a few times him talking about like my girl thinks whatever, and so like that always does feel like it's just some dude doing this. And like I love that.
It's cool because he's like anonymous but he does just like talk about just some regular real shit. He talks about video games, talks about his girl, talks about shit he used to do in college on one line. I remember talking about, I think he even ended a verse with like, oh, and I got a kid now or something like that. And I was like, okay, like he's just a guy. Yeah, it's really dope. I was impressed. Not a super long project either. Like if you're into the sound, you'll know if you're into the sound after one song.
Yeah.
Or even just listen to Flash. Like if you like Flash, you'll probably like this project.
No, it's facts.
Dope project. Moldhands with Spore. All right, next let's talk about something completely different. Let's talk about RJ Payne with My Prediction is Payne EP.
As I won the boards and your brain splattered on the walls.
Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. I was gonna say that.
Fighting music.
I was gonna point out that exact same thing. I love it when he goes, PA Dre on the beats, Tizo on the boards, and your brains on the wall. He does that like 3 or 4 times. So funny, man.
So good. And he had heavy hitters outside of PA Dre. It was Stu Bangas and C Lance doing the record production.
Nice. Last project that we covered of his, he was doing less street bars, which we like commended. And of course, as often happens, you get a certain section of your fan base that says, no, we want the street shit again, Payne. So here we go, back to the street shit.
That intro, man.
Yeah, he talks about that on the intro.
They start asking, where's the growth, Payne? Where's the growth?
But that street shit is clearly comfortable territory for him, man. He handles these beats with ease. Like my favorite was the last song, Let Me Cook. I actually thought it wasn't long enough. Pause. I was like, damn, that's it. Like it kind of left us wanting more, but it was, you know, it's an EP, so you can't expect too much, but yeah, strong
Dude, the
project.
bars on this were just insane. I was really impressed for a 14-minute EP. This is another one that I've, again, listened to over and over and over and over again. Like, I really fucking like it. It's so cool to see, like, how independent he is, how indie he's stayed, you know, like, just through his whole career. He's dropped on his own label, Beautiful Payne Entertainment. It's with PA Dre, which is, like, his go-to producer.
Who we covered last week on Inspected X Project.
And so then you've got the soul feature, Mickey Facts.
Yeah.
They complement each other so well, dude. They both bring bars that are like, okay, it feels like y'all are battle rapping on this track right now. Like, what was really cool for me to hear was that the album debuted and actually ended up on Apple Music's playlist Bars, which is
nice.
Not easy to do. You know, like that's typically fucking Drake, that's Playboi Carti.
Yeah, that's
like,
the big
just
one.
Your big names. And to be an indie artist and get this kind of tip of the cap from Apple Music that's crazy to me.
That's dope.
Just fully independent rollout, like all of it. So I feel like this, not to say that this is like a turning point in his career or something like that, but I just feel like it's
gonna help.
It's gonna help, but it's also like indicative of where listeners are musically. Like, I don't feel like 3 years ago this would have been on Bars. You know, we would have been like, no, where's Playboi Carti's album? Where's the Rage music? Where's yada yada? So I'm excited just to see kind of, I know we've talked about it before, how like rap is not pop anymore. Like it had its run.
And the landscape has changed, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not the top genre anymore like it was. And so that, in my opinion, is a good thing because it's less commercially flooded. It's less like push the algorithm for success. It's like letting indie artists breathe. It's letting new styles, not new styles, but like different styles kind of shine.
Well, it's like if you want to pop, you actually have to have something that stand out.
Yeah.
And not just like a pop template of like, I hate even mentioning the name, but like at one point Mustard, like the Mustard beats were like, if you get on a Mustard beat, you know you're getting on the you know, the top. And like, I think people got annoyed at Mustard, and I really hated that because Mustard was just being great. It's not his fault.
No, you know, like, he didn't change anything. It's just everyone was like, I like that sound now. He's like, all right, perfect, because that's what I do. He's like,
let's go, you know. And then he got all the requests, and you know, he put out 100 beats in a year or whatever. And
dude,
but it's now, these guys are just getting like some breathing room to kind of actually pop and hopefully have other people too maybe never heard this kind of sound.
Yeah. That's the thing about the bars playlist that really made me happy. I was like, yo, this is going to reach a whole different audience. I also thought like, How Dare You, the track, he has a bar on there that this one took bar of the week for me. It was the stick by my belly named Nelly, one hit and it's going down, down, baby. Just like, dude.
Yeah, he's got funny shit. Yeah.
But Ain't Nobody Safe, that beat was disgusting, dude. The intro synth line, I was like, oh, let me rewind that. Like, let me hear that again. It's just this like gritty bass synth that comes in, and it's just, I thought this whole EP was super sick.
Yeah, man, killed it for all 14 minutes. Excellent work, RJ Payne, with My Prediction is Payne EP. Cool. So last thing we're gonna talk about this week is Busta Rhymes featuring Lil Wayne, produced by J Dilla. Talk Your Shit single off the upcoming Diligence 2, which will be out by the time you're hearing this. Super excited for that.
Dude.
This went crazy, and you know what's even crazier? This marks the first time Wayne has ever been on a Dilla beat, which is epic.
Damn.
You know how? Like, I feel like it's just stylistically, maybe, if anything, but like,
Wayne's always been very like in-house producers, a lot of like, you know, that's his sound, and like very protected from external influences, because he's always had the whole thing of like, I only listen to my own music and nothing else. But I mean, he did so much, like he has like thousands of songs, features and everything, so I don't even know if there is a reality where he could have, you know, done more, I guess, with different producers. But like, it was really interesting to me, and like, I'm a huge Wayne fan. I'm sure I've pretty much heard every Wayne song that exists. Like, this was very different. Yeah, very, very different. It's a cadence where, you know, to me, like Wayne's a goat, but like it almost sounded like it was maybe just a different cadence for him that he hadn't really gotten before. Like it felt weird. It felt challenged.
The beat really made him get out of his comfort zone, which was epic. So
sick
cool to
too,
see.
to know, like, since his writing process and like listening and recording and just like beat picking, like all that is so public, to hear that this somehow came across his radar, someone played him this beat, whether Busta has already had his verse on it or not, like for him to go, yeah, let me hop on that, is kind of fucking crazy. Because like, to your point, Matt, this is not his typical lane, and I feel like that speaks to the power of J Dilla too, like just the ability to grab artists that you would never ever think would end up on a Slum Village type beat. Like,
the Wayne verse was a verse that leaked, I think, in like 2022 on a David Banner beat, I want to say.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like Wayne stuff always leaks because like it's just, he's got so much, right?
Yeah.
See, David Banner is something I've heard Wayne like rap on, so I'm happy it ended up on a J Dilla beat.
Dude, fuck it.
Interesting.
And him and Busta they sound so good together.
Yeah.
I wanted more. Like, I have to say, I was like, it felt like the 16 bar was just too short for Wayne. Like, I wanted more of it, and so I don't know if we're gonna get more maybe on the album or whatnot.
Yeah,
like this was really, like, I have to say, in the catalog of Wayne, this was a very like a box I think that he hadn't checked.
That's so fun, dude. Which is crazy. I mean, his career spans early 90s to now, and to say like, oh yeah, he just notched another thing on his belt. You know, it's like, what?
Yeah. This late into his career, super cool.
Like, it's crazy.
And like the J Dilla beat too, like I found like they really, again, like they picked something that is not easy to necessarily rap on. Like, it has a very specific kind of cadence to jump onto. So I'm really interested to hear what kind of weird stuff is going to be on the album.
Yeah.
Man, like there could be a lot of weird pockets with a J Dilla beat, and like Busta's the kind of guy where like Busta's flow pretty much goes with how good the beat is.
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because he's so talented, but he is also like very similar to Wayne. Like, he has his style, you know, like his style isn't necessarily the sonics of what beat he's on, but it's just his flow, his voice. Sometimes you try and put two things together and they don't like really complement each other. This felt like, what the fuck am I listening to right now, in the best way? Like, the drums are very like light, almost like it's not that heavy. It just felt like soft and airy, and just let their shit fucking ride, which was really cool.
And Busta to me has, I would say, top 10 one of the best hip hop voices. Like, just like a rap voice, he has a really that's a very good voice.
True.
So for it to be on such a light kind of production, like, this was perfect. And what you said, Jacob, if there's a full folder for him of J Dilla beats, man,
He's going off on those things. And this is their second project. You can check out Diligence, the first Diligence, to hear, a full project of Busta on Dilla Beats. But upcoming Diligence 2, we will be covering that next week. So we got that to look forward to. That's the Busta Rhymes featuring Lil Wayne Talk Your Shit single. And that's everything we're going to cover this week. Before we get into releases for next week, let's do plugs. For me, I mixed and mastered a track for an artist named AJH and another artist named Ricky26K. You can follow Frequency Overflow on Instagram at Frequency Overflow, and you can hear our beats at frequencyoverflow.com. What do you got, Matt? What do you want to plug?
You can follow me at Silk Velvet Records. Check out Lucius B. Thundercat. We're going to have some new music coming out soon.
Ooh.
And we're going to be working on some content and stuff like that too. Yeah.
Better get a sneak peek, Matt.
Yeah, coming soon.
Good stuff. What do you want to plug, Gav?
I have been just getting back into beats again. Finally, things starting to settle down in the personal end of things, and so I've been starting to craft a bit more and just put together some beat packs. And really excited, man. Feeling reinvigorated. So it's been good. But yeah, you can check out everything that I've got up so far on all my socials. prodbylunar.g. You can find me and check me out, follow me, hit me up for beats, anything that you're looking for.
Good shit. Releases coming up next week. We have Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats. Stoked for that one.
Part 2, baby. That is still my favorite Denzel album. So excited for this.
And then, of course, as we just talked about, Busta Rhymes and Jay Dilla. And then we also have releases from K-Trap, Rhapsody, Sean Leon, Skilla Baby, Ankle John, and Nate Sib.
Yo, we're getting another Skilla?
Another Skilla. Gorilla.
Let's go.
And that's our show. You can check us out on our website at f2fpod.com. That's the number 2. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Friday to Friday Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok at Friday to Friday Pod. You can save the official Spotify playlist to hear the best releases from each week before the episode comes out. Listen along with us. That link is in the description. Our intro and outro music by Lunar G. Find him at prodbylunar.g. Thank you, listeners. It's the show about Fridays that comes out on a Monday. Join us every Monday to stay in tune with hip-hop releases from Friday to Friday. Peace.
Deuces.